Welcome to the Explainer. So, looking at the data for Thursday's massive round of 32 knockout matches, one fascinating theme jumps right out at you. It is an absolute, uncompromising clash of styles. We're seeing heavyweight nations bringing completely opposing tactical philosophies to the pitch. I mean, it's high stakes, it's do or die, and the data strongly suggests that tactical execution is going to be the ultimate difference maker here. Here's the agenda for today. We're breaking down 3 monumental matchups: Spain versus Austria, Portugal versus Croatia, and Switzerland versus Algeria. For each one, we'll strip away all the noise and just focus on the tactical battles, the projected lineups, and the ultimate keys to victory. Okay, let's dive right into this. Match 1, Spain versus Austria.
Now, that is the defining tactical question of this 2 p.m. kickoffs. On one hand, you have Spain, right? Their exceptional possession-based play gives them this deep midfield control that literally starves opponents of the ball. The real threat for Austria is that chasing Spanish shadows for long periods of time could completely exhaust their press, leaving them super vulnerable late in the game. But on the flip side, Austria relies on an intense, highly organized counter-pressing system. Their rapid vertical transitions are perfectly suited to disrupt Spain's deliberate passing rhythm. Actually, looking at the threat matrix, Spain's biggest enemy isn't even Austria's press. It's their own potential lack of clinical finishing in the final third against a compact defensive block.
So, how does this actually unfold on the pitch? Well, a Spanish win requires absolute patience. If they can execute exceptionally quick ball circulation to bypass that Austrian press, Austria's defense is going to get pulled out of shape. And when those rare opportunities arise, Spain has to be clinical. But for Austria to pull off what would be a truly historic upset, they have to force turnovers in incredibly dangerous areas before Spain can set their defense. And because chances might be pretty fleeting, maximizing every single set-piece opportunity is just non-negotiable for them. Taking a look at the projected starting 11s, it is honestly staggering to think Spain is relying on teenagers like Lamine Yamal on a stage this big. But it perfectly contrasts with Austria fielding this incredibly physical, battle-tested midfield. Just absorbing the sheer talent here, you've got players like Pedri and Nico Williams stepping up for a new Spanish generation, running headfirst into Sabitzer and Laimer, anchoring the center of the park for Austria. It completely sets the stage for some incredible individual duels. Now, what's really interesting about this is how the individual metrics perfectly mirror that tactical narrative. Looking at the data, Spain's Lamine Yamal ranks in the highest percentiles for progressive carries, meaning he's just elite at single-handedly dribbling the ball out of danger and moving it up the pitch. That directly answers Spain's need to bypass Austria's Konrad Laimer, who ranks among the absolute highest in Europe for tackles won in the attacking third. Meanwhile, Spain's Rodri, sitting in the 99th percentile for passes completed and interceptions, will act as this impenetrable shield against Marcel Sabitzer's box-to-box energy and his high expected goals from long-range strikes.
Let's move on to our 6 p.m. game, Match 2, Portugal versus Croatia.
Will Portugal's sheer pace and dynamism on the flanks overwhelm Croatia's veteran midfield control? This matchup is wild because of the physical dynamic. Portugal boasts a true golden generation of talent in their absolute prime, and their sheer pace on the wings could easily overwhelm Croatia's fullbacks in one-on-one situations. However, Croatia has immense psychological resilience in deep-water knockout games. It's almost awe-inspiring. Their deeply experienced midfield trio can dictate the tempo, monopolize the ball, and heavily frustrate Portugal's attackers who, can sometimes become a bit overly reliant on individual brilliance rather than cohesive team patterns. The real danger for Croatia, though, their aging core might struggle heavily with the physical demands if this turns into a high-paced track meet. Breaking down the battle plans reveals some very clear operational threats. Portugal's victory condition is basically to keep the game wide open. They want to utilize the wings to bypass Croatia's congested center, isolating defenders, and maintaining a super high tempo to physically tire out that older Croatian squad. Croatia's mission? The exact opposite. They have to control the midfield tempo at all costs. They must retain possession to starve Portugal of the ball and rely entirely on their tactical discipline to limit any open space in transition. Checking out the expected starting 11s, Portugal is hunting their first ever World Cup title, and they are rolling out elite attacking talent across the entire forward line. On the other side, Croatia is looking to permanently cement their legacy as one of the greatest overachieving nations in football history. The tactical shape sets up an absolute war of attrition. That midfield battle featuring Palhinha and Vitinha against the legendary trio of Brozovic, Kovacic, and Modrić, that's going to dictate everything. And this brilliantly illustrates Croatia's unique veteran savvy, the Trivela. Look, when you don't have the legs of a 22-year-old anymore, you have to adapt. Players like Luka Modrić use unparalleled vision and this signature outside-of-the-boot pass to break lines and retain elite pass accuracy, even with high-tempo pressure coming right at them. The individual matchups here are just stunning. Bruno Fernandes, who consistently tops the charts for key passes and total distance covered, is going to clash directly with Croatia's Joško Guardiol. Fernandes' relentless work rate off the ball is going to seriously test Guardiol's physical dominance and his ability to execute line-breaking passes out of the defensive third. Similarly, Bernardo Silva's elite progressive carrying, his knack for keeping super close control while navigating tight spaces, is going to try to disrupt the tempo control that Modrić is so famous for orchestrating.
Finally, we transition to our 10 p.m. matchup. Match 3, Switzerland versus Algeria.
Can Algeria's unpredictable attacking movements break down Switzerland's rigidly structured defense? This is the key question. Algeria brings this individual brilliance that's capable of unlocking deep defenses completely out of nowhere. Their flair and pace on the counter are massive threats to rigidly structured teams. However, Algeria can be structurally vulnerable when defending counterattacks themselves. They sometimes lack a bit of defensive discipline in chaotic matches. For Switzerland, a highly structured, physical approach could stifle Algeria's fluid attackers, limit their space, and ultimately frustrate them into making critical mistakes.
So, what are the ultimate operational strengths and weaknesses here? For Switzerland, who occasionally lack a consistent world-class goal scorer to reliably finish off tight games, they must maintain strict defensive solidity and ruthlessly capitalize on set-piece opportunities. For Algeria, who are looking to emulate their historic 2014 round of 16 run and secure a massive statement knockout win for African football, they need lightning-quick attacking transitions. They have to rely on wide creativity to stretch the Swiss block, all while ensuring they remain highly disciplined at the back against any counterattacks.
In the nightcap, both of these programs have a massive opportunity. The midfield cohesion of Switzerland, anchored by Freuler and Xhaka, squares up against an Algerian side featuring the dynamic presence of Bennacer and the lethal creativity of Mahrez out wide. The tactical setup shows us how both teams plan to exploit the flanks, but honestly, it will inevitably come down to who remains disciplined when the game state becomes chaotic. So the crucial tactical battle to watch is Riyad Mahrez against Manuel Akanji. Mahrez is just a master of mesmerizing one-on-one dribbling and produces exceptionally high shot-creating actions, which basically means his passes, dribbles, or drawn fouls lead directly to a shot on goal. This is going to ruthlessly test Akanji's specialty of defending in a high line with extreme composure and recovery pace. Also, keep an eye on the center of the park, where Switzerland's Granit Xhaka, sitting in the top percentiles for long-range progressive passes, tries to dictate play against Algeria's Ismail Bennacer, who anchors his team with an incredible tackle win rate and just immense tenacity. And that brings us to the final whistle. As we wrap up this explainer, the tactical table is perfectly set. We are staring down 3 matches that are pure, unadulterated clashes of footballing philosophies. You've got possession versus the press, high tempo versus veteran control, structured defense versus unpredictable flair. Which of these styles will ultimately survive? Because, in knockout football, talent gets you to the pitch, but tactical execution is what actually keeps you there. The plans are drawn, the analytics are clear, but now they actually have to play the games. So enjoy the matches, keep an eye on those key tactical battles we just covered, and we'll see you next time as we continue to break down the beautiful game.